At home, what you can then do subsequently is give yourself a wee challenge to see, can I get at least 5 stories, or push yourself maybe even 10 stories for each of these categories, because that'll be quite a story bank to get you going. So start with stories you tell about yourself. Then think about stories that you tell about your partners, husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, nearlies, shouldn't have, what were you thinkings? Anything that comes to mind in any of those categories. So again, I'll give you a moment just to think about that. Any stories that you commonly tell about your partners, people that could have been partners. Then, how many parents do we have in the room? Oh, my God, you are so blessed, because they are a never-ending source of stories. And the funny thing and the interesting thing is that oftentimes stories that you may think that that's quite incidental, things that a child may have done or said, how does that relate to a business situation? Well, actually, stories are incredibly malleable, and you can often find a great connection between one and the other, and the emotional connection and the sharing of your humanity can really, really shine forth. Then think about stories about your friends when you were growing up, your friends today, friends that maybe are no longer friends. Think about that. Think about the first thing that comes into your head, or second thing, about your neighbours, wherever you grew up, or indeed your neighbourhood. Like, I remember at the age of 6, for my first communion, I was the number 3 son, the forgotten one. And my neighbours, I think I got the princely sum of less than £1 from 2 people, and a tangerine from one woman because she had nothing else to give me. How miserable can you get? Things that you remember from your neighbourhood. Things that come to mind when you think about your work over time. Things that you have done that have been important to you, or could indeed relate to your college days or what have you, but work, education. And then, having done all that, then here are my 3 favourite areas, and I would stop here for a while and push yourself in each of these. The first is stories that have made you laugh. Stories that you tell on a regular basis because they amuse you, and you know that they have amused others as well. So you know you have a great comfort in that. Then think about lessons that you have learned in life. Now, interestingly, this is not always about the big decisions that you made in life, but actually it's a good idea to think about big decisions you made. What led up to that big decision where you said, I'm not going to do that anymore, or I'm going to do this? What happened when you made that decision? What happened afterwards? Did it work out well? Do you have buyer's remorse? Did all sorts of peaks and valleys appear into that little equation? And oftentimes thinking about the small lessons that you got from when you tried things and maybe it didn't work out, that can be a great place for stories. And last but not least, and categorically my favourite, as I've demonstrated I hope today, embarrassing situations.